you're a gamer, or you have been at some point in the past 15 years, you've probably heard this phrase, if not said it yourself. A game comes out, it's buggy as hell, and soon enough the rallying cry goes up of, did they even test this shit? Yeah, they probably did. Here's the short version for you. There is a world of difference between a bug getting found and a bug getting fixed. To start off with, here's the simplified version of how game testing works. A tester plays the game until they find a bug. Then they go off to write a bug report about it, which needs as much information in it as humanly possible, including step-by-step instructions on how they made that bug happen. Could be as simple as mash every single key and button available to you, all the way up to complete the entire main quest and accuse the final boss of tax evasion or something. So the tester needs to make this bug happen at least twice. So now we have the bug report. That gets assigned to a developer who uses the instructions in the bug report to see if the bug happens for them. If that works, they then have to look at the code to find out why what happened and to change the code to make sure what happened doesn't happen again. They'll need to wait for every possible state and variable to find out what the problem is. I know this is coming across as, it's really hard you guys, but it is. It's like somebody's shat in a labyrinth, and it's not only your job to find it, but then you have to work backwards to find out whose it is. Okay, it's about time to stuck a checklist up there. First, could the bug actually be fixed? Up until now, we've been working on the assumption that the bug happens every single time you try. If it just happens randomly, yeah, good luck with that. I've seen many a bug closed with those dreaded words, could not reproduce. I'm not trying to grudge here or anything, it's very difficult to try and figure out what the problem is if you can't see it in action. Actually, one of my favourite developer stories is a memory leak bug that plagued the original Wing Commander. Try as they might, they could not get rid of this thing. It would crash the game on occasion, and it would also crash every single time they quit the game. There's this wonderful quality about programming though. There's always more than one solution to a problem. With the deadline looming, one enterprising young programmer decided to hack the executable file and change that error message to read, "Thank you for playing Wing Commander." So yeah, if the game's ever randomly quit on you with that jolly little message, that's what happened. Other times it turns out to be a massive design oversight that doesn't get noticed until the last minute, meaning that they would have to change way too much code in way too short a time. I bet a lot of big features get cut from games entirely because of this. Second, how close is the game to release? Bugs will get assigned a priority when they're put in, from priority 1 at the top, things like game crashes, freezes, save corruption, general game breaking stuff, all the way down to like priority 5 where your sidekick's shoelaces don't match. Now the closer you get to release, the more low priority bugs you'll see falling by the wayside, to the point where it's not even worth the tester's time putting anything that isn't priority 1. So yeah, it sucks that those bushes are low res and they're used about 50 times more than they should be, but they were more concerned about their save games overwriting every single system file on the console. And this is before you get into the world of console certification. Basically, console manufacturers have this giant ass list of stuff that your game has to do, otherwise it ain't going on their console. They won't let you publish it. One example I heard was that if you're making an N64 game and you showed a black screen for something like more than 12 seconds, done. Couldn't publish it. Couldn't publish it on their system. They just said no. Your game needs to pass certification if it's going on that console. They're the gatekeepers here. They have that power. Third reason, politics. Could be a developer with an ego, could be a team that's overworked, could be a publisher that's pushing for an early release before it's ready. I remember hearing about a tester who bugged a balance issue in a third-person shooter, notable because every single tester would save up for that particular gun and nothing else, because anyone who didn't take that gun died. Only to be told by the designers, there was no problem. We've looked at the values for the guns and they're fine. Oh, your spreadsheet says everything's fine. Oh, well, excuse me. Yeah, you'll find a lot of these kind of problems come from people who don't actually play the game. And the final reason, it wasn't tested properly. I know I've been rallying against this the entire video, but I'm not willing to discount the possibility, okay? It happens. If you want to find more Tales of Woe somewhat like this, I would highly recommend Tales of the Trenches, the blog section rather than the comic. I'm sure the comic's fine too, but it's not quite relevant to what I'm talking about. Where real-life tales of development terror get posted every week. Can be a bit of a depressing read, but it is informative. Well, I'm done here, and I'll ask you a question as YouTube law mandates. What's the best or worst bug you've ever found in a game? Do you have any stories of sneaky hacks that were done to get a game out on time? Let me know down there in the fuck your face, and I will see you again soon.